Utopia or dystopia? Rumi says, don't you know yet? It is your light that lights the world. And the world, very often the media portrays this world as very much a place of darkness. We have so many dystopian books and films, and we gain a very negative view of the world. But this world is what we make it, how we look at it. And if we transform our consciousness, the world also will transform. To be light in the perceived darkness is very important. Paranoia is a word I came across quite recently. It is the opposite of paranoia, and is the feeling we might have that all is working in our favour. In the world of spiritual teaching and practice, it is said that everything that happens to us, seemingly good or bad, is actually meant to help us on our way, if only we are able to use the experiences in a positive way and understand what they're teaching us. So the modern world conspires to make us feel depressed and pessimistic at all the violence and cruelty that surrounds us. But it is essential that there is a nucleus of souls who are willing and able to look at things differently and thereby help in the healing of this troubled planet. Aggression is not the way to get one's point across, but that is what many groups are doing. Unfortunately, no matter how worthy the cause, it is merely adding to the storehouse of anger and negativity in this world. You may feel righteous anger at some of the atrocities that go on in the world, but this need not become aggression. It can be used to initiate positive changes for the good, and in the end, only love is beneficially transformative. Is everything working ultimately towards a happy ending, or are we on the path to self-destruction, as many of these dystopian novels and films portray? Well, the word dystopian can be said to be the opposite of utopian, which depicts an ideal society where everything is perfect and peace and happiness reign supreme. And many critics say that such a state is impossible on this earthly plane of being. And to believe in such an Arcadian society is mere folly. The truth is that the golden age is all around us and within us, despite Hindu teachings saying we are in the age of Kali, or darkness. Kali is not just the destroyer, but also the regenerator. The world becomes what we envisage it to be. I went into this subject of Kali in one of my previous talks. So the world becomes what we envisage it to be. Materialistic politicians, religious leaders and scientists see only wars and violence as a solution to the world's problems. Mountains made out of molehills, in the majority of cases. Lack of perspective and failure to see the beauty and dignity of human nature behind the mask of personality. If we believe in a better world, but when the seeds are planted, it may take years for them to sprout, but sprout they will. So if we believe in this better world, then the seeds will be planted. Believe me. So what has made the world as it is? Only the misguided thoughts and actions of those with power, but lacking wisdom or compassion, or both. The ordinary man and woman in the streets become infected with pessimism due to the media focusing on the negative news stories around the world. The world may not be heading for the destruction that films portray, if we are able to recognize what we are in essence, immortal and indestructible beings. Even those who do not believe this would surely rather have something positive behind when they move on, no matter what they think that is or isn't. Even if they don't believe in a life after death, surely they'd rather leave behind a better world. H.P. Blavatsky writes concerning the year 1888, but applicable to any year, man's life is in his own hands. His fate is ordered by himself. Why then should not 1888 or any year, even 2025, be a year of greater spiritual development than any we have lived through? It depends on ourselves to make it so. This is an actual fact, not a religious sentiment. In a garden of sunflowers, every flower turns towards the light. Why not so with us? End of quote. She also says that we should try to make life not only beautiful, but divine, and vow no longer to be hampered by disbelief in the possibility of this miracle, but to commence the Herculean task at once. Can we all turn towards the spiritual light and make it our guide? End times that are spoken of with finality may indeed also be beginning times, a time of regeneration and transformation. The world moves on, and as suggested by the word pranaya, everything is working towards the good. It's up to those who are aware of their spiritual nature to make use of that knowledge and understand the power of the Spirit to transform, uplift, and inspire. Once we become aware of what it really means to be human, then we are unable to think of doing any harm to our brothers and sisters. It is only a misunderstanding of our true nature that creates the illusion of separateness that is causing so much havoc in the world today. We should try to see the beauty rather than the ugliness. Those things that lift the spirit make us contemplate a better world. Poets, writers, artists, and musicians have all attempted to express this beauty, and spiritual teachers have given us guidelines to realize the higher divine self. If we can understand and appreciate all living things upon this planet as at their true worth, then we will no longer be antagonistic to anyone or anything, or exploit nature merely for material gain. Of course, at the moment, this does seem like building castles in the sky, but in reality, to create a world of love and peace is achievable if people believe in the possibility and set about making it a living reality in their daily lives. The beneficial power of the Spirit is many times more potent than even the power of the mind, and the two working together can bring about what seem like miracles. So we need to awaken to what we are in reality and do what we can to achieve with true faith in our higher self. Always try to be optimistic and focus on the good, the true and the beautiful through all the many trials of life. We are one in essence, and in union is our true strength. So thanks very much for listening to that short talk. Hopefully we can work together to build a better world. To all beings, Om Shanti, 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 peace, peace, peace. Peace on earth and goodwill to all beings. Namaste. The divine in me greets the divine in you. Thank you very much for listening. I hope to see you all very soon.